as the sun sets over the hills, I can only think about how grateful we all have to be that we are alive and we have freedom and we live in a free country. Think of the hostages, that have been there for 331 days. What about those who've been rescued, the bodies who have come back? They've been killed. 6 of them. And I just want to remember Carmel Gat, Edin Yerushalmi, Hirsch Goldberg Polin, Alexander Lobanov, Almog Sarusi, and Sergeant Major Ori Danino. 6 bodies returned. Their families are mourning. They're devastated. They said, don't call us. We don't want to hear from anyone. We just, I know at least for some of the families, they're just too devastated. And I'm just thinking of the mission. And everyone was so hopeful that we'd find them alive. They're quite famous, these hostages. And so it's in the Gaza Strip. It's in the Rafah area. That's where I served most of the time. The bodies were recovered, returned to Israeli territory. And so you got the whole forensic, just validating teeth, validating fingerprints, validating that these are indeed these hostages who were taken on October 7th. I won't show it here. I'm not going to show any of it here. The video of a hand cut off, the video of, it's too much. It's too much to bear. But still, even after some of these hostages were just so brutally abused, tortured, we still had hope that they'd come back. And there is always hope for the rest. We cannot give up hope. I have Daniel Hagari, the spokesperson for the IDF, saying that they were brutally murdered just before the troops could reach them. So we were getting close. The troops, which includes Yalom, were close, and it was about 1 kilometer away from a tunnel which actually rescued this Bedouin hostage, Farhan Al-Qadi, a few days ago, which was such a time of rejoicing. Imagine if all 6 of them had not been brutally murdered, because they were kept alive. They were bargaining chips, and Hamas knew that. But soon as they heard, the closing in of our troops, they killed them. It's, and so it's very hard to know exactly where they are, exactly where the tunnels are. It really is. That was like 20 meters below, and 20 meters below the top in Rafah, and a lot of battles were going on the top. And so it's like, God, give us the strength to keep believing and to win this and have full and total victory. At the same time, you have 3 police officers killed in a drive-by shooting on Sunday morning, about 7.5 miles northwest of Hebron. Ambulances rushed to try to rescue these shot police officers and tried to resuscitate a female officer and a male officer, but they died of their gun wounds. Another officer was seriously wounded and evacuated and finally killed there too. So these are wild times. It's like the Wild West, the Wild East right now. And I'm talking even in Judea and Samaria, Kalkilia, Tulkarem, Jenin, Bethlehem, Jericho. We need to defeat these who forsake, who want anarchy, who want, they're essentially neo-Nazis, and their desire is the same as the Nazis. And I think of Psalms 119, that very long psalm. Horror, verse 53, terror has taken hold of me because of the wicked that forsake your Torah. He saw that there would be a time, and even in his time it was, that there were those Philistines, there were those lawless ones who forsake the law of God. It goes on, verse 85, the proud have digged pits for me, like tunnels, which are not after your law. All your commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help thou me. So that's my call. That's my prayer here tonight. Help us. And let's see a great victory.